Just checking. I should be live. Hello, welcome. Welcome back to Supercharged Fridays. How are you doing? My name is Sonal Bayo. Um, can you let me know in the comments that you can hear me and see me properly? And let us, without further ado, let us get into things. How are you doing? I'm Sonal. I'm happy to meet you. If you're familiar with me, welcome back to Supercharged Fridays. We hang out, as you know, every Friday. Come rain or shine on YouTube, LinkedIn, and Facebook every Friday since January 2020. And this is Career Happy Hour. If you've got something on your mind, you need a little help with something, that's what I'm here for, right? So, and if we haven't met and you're stumbling upon my profile for the first time, I'm happy you're here. And yeah, I used to be in human resources for the longest time, for the better part of 2 decades in India, South America, and Europe. And now what I do is help those transitioning in their career to land something that is even better than what they had before and gets them out of bed and look forward to Monday morning. If that's what you're about, consider being a part of my world. And during these live streams, what do? We hang out. And if you've got any questions, if you've got something on your mind, something that you need help with, or you just want to say hi, that's fine. Come in and say hi. I'm just noticing that, as always, I didn't pay attention. I'm quickly just gonna put on a little bit, a teeny tiny bit. Give me a minute. Lipstick. I think, I don't know. I don't know if it made a difference, but I did it anyway. What is up? How has your week been? How are you? Let me know in the comments. Do you have something on your mind with regards to careers? Let us chat. Cheers. Mm. Mm-mm-mm. It's really quiet right now, so I'm actually I'm tidying up my desk because I'm like, no, there's not much happening. That's okay. We got stuff to do. I got stuff to do. We're like, I'm gonna go eat something. I don't know why I'm doing this. Last Friday as well, I hadn't eaten. It's 2 p.m. I haven't eaten anything yet. Not like I'm like fasting, but just somehow didn't happen. So if you've got nothing on your mind, I'm gonna go grab a quick meal. Hi, thank you for being here. Ayan, you're welcome. I'm happy you're here. Hi, Kiran. How you doing? What is up? It feels like no, I'm just trying to actually no, that wasn't bad. That was interesting. I'm not sure I like the background. Can we have a plain background overlay? What if I have nothing? Oh, okay, hide. Let's see how that looks. Sorry, give me a moment. I'm just kind of experimenting with things. Chat. Overlay. Oh, I see. Oh, cool. Oh, this is fun. Black background. I don't know if I love the black background. Did you like that? You watching me right now? If you're watching me and you like that, that's fine. Yeah. Very harsh when it's black like that. Anyway, what's up? Hi, thank you for being here after so many months. Wow, welcome back. Happy to have you here. What is up? Okay, you know what? You know what? It feels like it's a bit quiet. It feels like there's not a lot of questions, which makes me assume things are going great with your career. You don't really need any help right now. So, you know what? I'm gonna get on my merry way and let you as well. No? Yeah? No, no more. Um, no more comments. Oh, my dog is barking like crazy. I can hear her crying. I'm gonna check if everything is working on social media. It's just one of those quiet days, which is fine. It happens. Not a big deal. Yes, it's very quiet. Okay. You know, I know that sometimes there is a delay between going live um, and people seeing it, but now I think it's more than 6 minutes. I was already like 6 minutes late, which is not helpful, which probably has what is what's happened. Um, oh, there is a question. Moses, how do you deal with a micromanager? Please advise. Moses, tell me about the problem. What's going on? What is this person like? How is this affecting you? Why are we talking about this? Why is this important? Tell me. How is this impacting you? You. I don't want to hear about how everything is bad and the world is full of toxic people. We're always, you know, looking outward. Tell me what's happening with you and how do you I got time as you can see right now. So I don't mean to put you on the spot, but I am curious. Um, how do you define a micromanager? Is this, nonstop interference with day-to-day decision making? What's going on? Tell me more about that. If you're around, tell me more about that. Um, and anybody else have advice on micromanagers? Feel free to share inside the comments as well. I'm curious to hear from you. Okay. I do have some ideas, but I want to hear what's happening with you. Why is this important? This is the format I typically tend to use as shared by my own coach with me. My problem is X, my ideal outcome is Y, my question is Z. This is typically how it's helpful to ask a question because then it gives me much more context. Does that make sense? Okay. Um, Moses says, my manager is very much on our neck in the nitty gritties, makes working environments so toxic. She wants to be involved in even the simple emails that we send out. Oh my gosh. So there's another question from you. I'm going to get to these one by one. What helps differentiate between good performance and performance worthy of a promotion? Oh my gosh, that's such a good question. Okay. So the first one, Moses, it's just a very difficult one, because oftentimes a micromanager does not know he or she is a micromanager and is not the type of person going on LinkedIn reading a rant from someone complaining about how they have a micromanager. And if they do, they think, yeah, that person has a problem, but they never point the finger at themselves. So we have a massive problem with self awareness where the person you're talking about is not even aware that they have a problem. And that is a problem. Okay. I think for me personally, when I have seen micromanagers, it's because they have a massive problem with trust. They do not trust people. Inherently, it's coming from not being able to trust themselves. Okay. So it's not something one can fix. You can try, you can ask for a conversation and you can say, hey, we're doing the best we can. I'm curious about, you know, is this something you're happy with? And she'll be like, if she's curious and mature, she'll be like, "Why are you asking?" Like, we see a lot of involvement from you, and we appreciate that. We know that you care, but we would love more empowerment because we know what we're doing. How can we get there? Make it a we kind of conversation. Make it collaborative versus, "Hey, why are you doing this? You make us feel like crap." Because then the person gets defensive. It doesn't go anywhere. You know what I mean? It's a very hard one to fix, to be honest. Just some people just have that style. It can also be that, this is a new manager and they don't, in the beginning, I can understand that because there's a lot riding on their leadership. But if they've done things for a while and they're still micromanagers, then there's an issue with trust. And sometimes the best way is not in, it's out. The best way is not like, okay, out into another department in the same company or another company altogether. Because it's very hard to change people. People need to change. People need to want to change. People should want to change. We cannot change people. Anybody who says, "Give me 6 months, I'm going to transform him," they need to want it. That's the difference between us and beasts. We have will, we have passion, we create art, and we have motivations to do things. We don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. I want to do it. You know what I mean? So it's a hard one. I hope that kind of gives you a little bit of perspective. Yeah. Okay. The other one was another question from Ayan. I thought it was from Moses. Moses, does this help you? Does it give you something to think about? Either go and bite the bullet and have the tough conversation, but you'll feel a little better. And by the way, if you feel worse, then you will know that I'm right, that this is not the company for you. But give it a chance, right? Worst case scenario, it's like, but it's not just about, it's not going to be about what you say, it's how you're going to say it. Because a lot of conflict arises not from the words, conflict arises from tone, the tone of voice. Okay? That makes sense. Ayan, what a good question. What is the difference between a good performance and a performance worthy of a promotion? I think this tends to be very highly subjective, Ayan. Totally depends from company to company, culture to culture. But essentially, it's like, there's people who do what they're expected to do. So they meet expectations, right? And there's people who go above and beyond. That tends to be what gets noticed. And the perception is this is someone who can take on more responsibilities because they've already done it before and they did it for, at the same level that they were. And they're ready to take on more. So typically, you have a combination of two things. You have performance, which means that you're really good at what you do, no doubt. No doubt. You also, at the same time, have potential. Okay. So there is a 3x3 talent matrix that we have in HR. And it's, the X and the Y. And people who tend to be on the upper L is where there's a confluence of of potential and performance. That upper L, those are the ones that tend to have more opportunities, more visible. They work hard to make sure they're visible as well. But at the same time, there's people in the middle square who are called solid performers. There's nothing wrong with that. It's a good place to be in. And then if you're on the X-axis, these are really high performance. They tend to be experts in what they do, and they're almost irreplaceable. It's a good place to be in as well. So what I'm trying to say is there are different ways to grow. And companies are realizing this more and more. Promotion is one way to grow. If you want to learn more about this, I had a guest on my podcast 2 years ago, almost 3 years ago. Her name is Julie Winkle Giulioni. Okay. And she wrote a book called Promotions Are So Yesterday. Promotions are so yesterday. And she gives concrete examples and stories on how you can grow regardless of promotions. There are other ways to grow. And I think you'll find that book very helpful. But first, listen to the conversation. Just go to Google, just type my name and type Promotions Are So Yesterday. That's the name of her book. And you'll be directed to the podcast conversation. Start with that. You find it useful, get her book. I have the book. It's really a very easy, very relatable read. Okay, I hope that helps you. Good luck. Hey, Moses. And I miss my previous manager. She was great and empowered us to be creative and work independent. It was so fun. Moses, that's okay. This is part of being an adult and having this contrast of management styles, because now you have a very good idea of what you like and what you don't like. And when you have this idea, it also inspires you, because you know what they say about be the change that you see. So if you're going to see good examples, you want to be that person. You know what I mean? So it's good. Learn from this amazing manager that you had, and ensure you never have don't ensure you don't have these kind of qualities that you're experiencing with your current manager. That's making life difficult for you. It's not easy, because we're telling ourselves to look within. I'm like, am I a micromanager by any chance? Have I done this even with my peers or my colleagues? I may not have direct reports. Very important. Okay, that's an example of a very good self-aware person. All right. You're most welcome, Ayan. Thank you for being here. Hi, Shahrukh. Thank you for being here. All right. I think if there's nothing else on your mind, let me know. I'm guessing no. If there's nothing else, hide chat overlay. Why would I hide it? No, no, I don't want to hide it. Sorry. There we go. There we go. Hey, Shahrukh, you got a comment? Just going to make sure I highlight it. Your advice regarding service history worked very well. I honestly informed about the joining time situation and I got the offer. Yay, well done. Congratulations. I'll tell you why my advice works, and I'm not trying to show off. It comes from experience and it comes from mistakes. And it's very important that you also know what not to do. So, which is why this example makes me so happy. Good. Very good. Congratulations. I'm happy for you. Pass this on. So don't keep this to yourself. Pass on my YouTube channel. Tell your friends to come to the live stream. It's free. I gain nothing by telling you this. Okay? This, if it helps you, share it, pass it forward, pay it forward to others. That's what it's here for. Okay. Hey, Sudhanshu. What do we do if we join an organization and we find that the people in my experience are at a higher designation and package? Ugh, I hate that, man. Is that what's happening with you? Hmm. Obviously, you don't like it. You don't feel good about it. Why would you? You feel cheated, don't you? I don't know. My experience at a higher designation and package. And you're brand new. So what does that mean? You got shortchanged. They gave you a low ball. They lowballed you and they gave you a very low offer. And you're like, what the heck? This is exactly why when I was in HR, I would want to make sure that we were paying competitively, because this is exactly the kind of thing that most of us are scared will happen. Because then what? For recruiting, for the recruitment team, you get unhappy, you find another offer, you disappear. They are the ones. They are the ones that have to go and find somebody to replace you. That's a lot of work. Um, I would have I don't know how comfortable you are with this. I would have a conversation with HR. If you're bothered by this, also make sure you're comparing apples with apples. Are you sure they're at the same level? Sometimes, people are given a higher starting salary if they have, I don't know, a master's program. Some companies are quite traditional that way. So you have to make sure that we are comparing apples with apples. Do you know what I mean? So if you want, you can have the conversation. It's not going to be easy. Be prepared. Your manager might hear about it. Be prepared for that. Okay. But at the same time, you can't unsee that if you know they're earning more. And by the way, I don't even know how you found out that they're at a higher package. I guess people talk to each other, right? Normal. Once you hear those numbers, you can't unhear them. I totally understand that. Hmm. So, all right, Sudhanshu, good luck with that. Okay, that's all I can say. I think for now, in the interest of time. Hey, Neeraj, how can we see green flags during an interview if my answers are hitting the right spots? For me, I'll tell you what, Neeraj, that's not a green flag for me. One second, Neeraj. I'm sorry. I just want to make sure I complete with Sudhanshu. In that case, is it better to change in 1 year? Maybe, maybe not. Sudhanshu, you have to see the whole thing. Is the role exciting? Are you doing good work? Can you get promoted in a year? Can you get a higher package inside the company rather than outside? I wouldn't plan to leave already if give it a chance, because I don't want you to be perceived as someone who just changes very every few months or every year. It's not very easy to talk about it during interviews. Okay. How do you see the green? For me, that's not a green flag, Neeraj. Just as a quick step back, for me, green flags are like I'm interviewing with a company, they're interviewing me. Green flags are, wow, I want to work here. I'm getting all the right feels. Like this is a good place and I want to be here. Green flag for me is not like, oh, I'm selected. Because when you think like that, it's like you have no power whatsoever and you're like determined on, am I pleasing them? Am I checking their boxes? Am I giving them what they want? Please also ask yourself, are they giving you what you want? Is the role exciting? Is it challenging? Is it going to pay well? Is it going to take care of your comfortable way of life? Not just like, okay, just enough to pay the rent and I can take care of my groceries and that's it. No. Will you be able to have savings? Will you be able to have 1 or 2 holidays a year? Right? Stuff like that. I think that's for me is a green flag. But that's not your question. Anyway, I wanted to just go on a tangent just for a second. How do you know if your answers are hitting the right spots? Neeraj, when you know. It's all I can say. If what is that? When you know. You're going to see the body language, you're going to see lots of nodding, you're going to see smiles, you're going to see follow-up questions as opposed to question answer, like it's very transactional. It's going to feel much more like a conversation, and they want to see you again. That's the ultimate sign that it's going well. They don't keep you hanging, they don't ghost, they don't disappear. Trust me, you'll know. And yet you may get all these signals and you don't hear back. It's unpredictable. I'm not going to say these days, it's always been unpredictable, but even more these days. Very crowded market. Okay? Good luck. Hey, Sagar, can you know that once again? I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't know what you're talking about. I think I probably missed that moment. And Sudhanshu, I think I answered it. All right. Listen, if this helps, go and do what you got to do with your career, right? Go and like if you're gonna afraid of interviewing, go and apply, have that conversation. Uncomfortable conversation, sometimes remember 15 seconds of discomfort can be a lifetime of comfort. It's worth it, but be prepared that you're poking the bear here, and you might open up a Pandora's box. To be honest, HR should also be worried, because there has to be very clear reasoning why they have more and you have. Like I said, do your homework, make sure it's apples and apples comparison. Maybe not HR, maybe ask your boss first, because your boss is your first point of contact, isn't it? Because HR feels a bit like an escalation. Listen, do what feels right to you. I'm telling you, like within a couple of minutes, I don't have the full context. So, quick question, quick answer. I don't have the full context. How long you've been there, what is the exact difference, all of that stuff. Doesn't matter. All right. Listen, good luck with that. Thank you for being here. Thank you to every person who's here live. I appreciate it. And share this with a friend. And remember that I come every Friday at the same time. Next Friday, I shall be in India. Yay! So I will be live streaming from New Delhi, hot and humid New Delhi with mangoes. Lots of mangoes everywhere. I'm dreaming of those mangoes. So, all right. Any more questions? No, that's it. Talk to HR maybe. I'm not sure what's going to come out of it, but you need to decide what you want to do. Sudhanshu. It's your career at the end of the day. All right. Take care of yourself, and I shall see you at the same time next Friday, streaming live from New Delhi next week. Bye. Take care.